You know what I'm saying? Somebody, I think I want to say it was Gene Deal or Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright be on the outside looking in, but she act like she on the inside looking in. But you know, some people have mentioned it before. I think Freddie from Making It a Band. You know what I'm saying? He said Justin definitely got Wolf's DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like he said he don't know about the other kids, but if that boy was, if he didn't have Puff's money, he would survive because he definitely got it in him. But yeah, they did show pictures of Wolf in the documentary. But of course, if you don't know who Wolf is, you wouldn't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? But where was he in the documentary? Young Miami. I was expecting to see her in the 4th episode when they brought up the pink cocaine, the blue cocaine, the blue magic, and this ecstasy and that ecstasy. They didn't bring up Young Miami. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And it's almost easy to forget that she had anything to do with him. Like she's almost been erased from our memory as Puff's girl. You know what I'm saying? Whether their relationship was for publicity or not, like it's almost been erased. You know, from our memory that she was Puff's girl. I remember she was on a live, and I hopped into the comments. I don't know why I was following her in the first. I think I was following her for tea. I hopped in the comments. I was like, "Yo, you put money on Puff's books." You know what I'm saying? You keep his commissary full. You know what I mean? Do you make visits and phone calls? What's up? I don't know. I wasn't blocked. You know, I guess they was letting it ride, but I wasn't blocked. So yeah, those are the people who are the mystery people who were missing from the documentary, who I felt like were either intricate to his success or just real popular in his celebrity, and should have been at least mentioned, if not talked about a little deeper. Maybe the first episode and the 4th episode really harped on, you know, his character, and you know, it was a lot of hearsay and you know, character attacks. You know what I mean? And that's very unnecessary. Like I said, we don't revel or relish in anyone's downfall, especially not another black man, right? But the 2nd and 3rd episodes were really the meat and potatoes of the documentary. It was really where it gets dark, you know? And this is the thing that people are alluding to, or that's a lot of the interviews that I've seen on the internet are alluding to a whole lot. And it's dark, and a lot of people don't want to touch it. I had a family member I reached out to, and who happened to have some tea on Puff, and she said everything is true, and that's all I'm gonna say. Like this is how deep it goes, you know? So it's like where we going with this? Where we going with this? You know, let me run down the list. Let me run down. So you got all of these are the people who were Puff adjacent and who are dead now. All right. No particular order, no chronological order, but we got Andre Harrell, Heavy D, Tupac and Big, Al B. Shore, Black Rob, Craig Mack, Jake from the Suge shooting, and then Kim Porter. You know what I mean? These are the people who we know of who are dead and gone right now, God rest their souls. You know, who are dead and gone and have been adjacent or close adjacent, or and I mentioned Al B. Shore. Al B. Shore's still alive, of course, and he was in the documentary too. However, Al B. Shore did have a bout where he was in the hospital bed for a hot little minute. They tried it with him, but he survived. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's another thing. You know what I'm talking about. You know, Justin being Wolf's son. I always thought it was funny when I was following Puff on his gram, and I used to look at his Instagram stories. Like, yo, who this little Puerto Rican nigga just following Puff around? You know what I'm saying? Apparently, that's Al B. Shore's son that he had with Kim Porter. I guess when Kim started dating Puff took him in. You know what I mean? And started raising him up too. But I was like, ooh, this is nasty work. This is nasty work. I don't know. I'm very well aware that Al B. Shore ain't cool with it. I know when the whole legal fiasco came snowballing down on Puff, he publicly sent a letter to his son saying, yo, come back home. You know what I mean? Now, his son is a grown man now. I don't know how easy it would be for him to do that, you know? But it's something he like, and to leave all that money behind. You know, how easy is it for him to do that as a grown man? You know what I'm saying? But men are typically like that. You know what I'm saying? They want to stand on their own too. You know, and so I wouldn't be surprised. If whatchamacallit, if Al B. Shore's son, you know, actually does come around and does say, hey, yo, you know what? The money is nice. You know what I mean? The lifestyle is nice. But this is my biological father. This is my real father. You know what I mean? And maybe he'll do what's right. But yeah, it's funny how all these people are dead. And apparently, you know, when you have a certain level of money, you have to have what's called fixers. Fixers. These are people who, you know, when you need a job done, they fix it for you. And yeah, depending on what the job is, you know, you have a lawyer, you have an accountant, you know what I'm saying, and then you have a legal team, you have an accounting team, and then you have fixers. You know, people who are on the payroll with no specific job description. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So it's and you know, I don't know, the guy's name was maybe, I think, Farad or something like that, but it's interesting. He was listed in the court paperwork, but he wasn't mentioned in the documentary as well. This Farad character, I guess he was his fixer. You know, he was mentioned, but He was not mentioned. He was mentioned in the court papers, but he wasn't mentioned in the documentary. I think they mentioned him one time. I think the Lil Rod gentleman mentioned him. But I want to get into all of these people's deaths, and I want to get into their deaths, and I want to get into how this will all come back around. So check this out. So I want to go over. I built a timeline of the trail of bodies behind Puff, the trail of bodies, and how he just keeps winding up on top. All right, so in 1995, you got Jake Robles. He's killed in Atlanta. He was Suge Knight's closest associate. Suge blamed Bad Boy affiliates, and that raised tensions between Bad Boy and Death Row. This is back in 95. I think Death Row kind of blew up around that same time, right? 95, 96. And then Tupac was just on a tear. Like, he just could not stop putting out music. 1996, the very next year, Tupac gets killed in a drive-by shooting. You know what I'm saying? It's still unsolved. The very next year after that, so 95, 96, and then 97. So every year, somebody's getting killed. 97, Biggie's killed, drive-by shooting. You know what I mean? And then you saw how they connected that dot in the documentary, but it's just hearsay, nothing really provable. But you know what I'm saying? Still, it's just something to think about. 1998 to 2005, Craig Mack leaves the industry. Black Rob rises and falls. Kim Porter and Diddy build a family. I think because I remember he had the twins and he put them on MySpace. I remember that. Andre Harrell becomes an industry elder. All right, so you know things changed. 2011, Heavy D dies of a pulmonary embolism just after a major comeback performance. Very unexpected, yes. 2018, Craig Mack dies living in a religious commune. He had congestive heart failure. Heart disease, heart failure, pulmonary embolism is pretty much heart failure or a heart attack. Pulmonary embolism, Heavy D, Craig Mack.
Ha. Hey, yo, P. Do that freaky jam on the beat. Busy with that butter shit, that bone beat. Did you double do that song sing. Flicky chicky with some butter, so that song sing. If you cheeky cheddar chuck, I get her own cheese. It's a chicken with that head, or it's a bitch that won't be with the official with that whole skis. Bloody feet, each other, wish that with that long
I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch, and don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks